So for those of you who've been following along with the game plans, you are well aware I made it very, very clear in terms of where we're likely going to drop first would be towards the previous week highs in the 566 to 567 level. We did end up having a double top towards that overall zone. In terms of the pre-market, there was a clear confirmation that the previous closing price of 566 was reacting as a resistance level, forming lower highs. In terms of the market open, there was clear confirmations that the 30-minute candlestick chart was not only forming lower highs, but very, very bearish. Inside of Team Roar, we ended up starting off our day with 3 massive wins in a row within the first hour from market open, trading SPY put options. And last night's game plan, I made it very, very clear. If you've been going back throughout the previous game plans, 566 to 567 will likely drop first. And then in terms of the 564 level, if we drop below that, we're going to sell off to 560 to 559, which would be the auto buy zone to just automatically buy call options. And that zone that I gave you ended up being the exact lows. So in terms of 3 wins in a row, losing was a personal choice. In terms of the game plan, it ended up working out phenomenal if you use the curriculum and confirmations. And after the 3 wins in a row, we did end up having a couple losses, and Power Hour trading session was simply not our day in terms of today, which is completely fine because in terms of our real-time zero-day options trade alert system, everybody is well aware if you have 2 small wins in a row or 1 big win, you are green enough to walk away and call it for the day. So if you choose to keep on trading in that situation, the most you risk is 25 to 50% of your gains. And if you give back those gains, then you have to force yourself to stop trading because we are not going to go green to red in that particular situation on the overall day, making losing and going red a personal choice. Now, in terms of this video analysis, I'm going to be breaking down the trades that we ended up making towards the end of this video. But first things first, I wanted to get into the best levels to be trading heading into FOMC tomorrow. So I'm going to walk you through the best levels that I'm seeing as of right now. Of course, there's going to be new updates and then real-time trades heading into the market tomorrow inside of Team Roar. But let's get straight into the analysis, man. So this is what I have for you right now. I'm going to be getting straight into the game plan. Then I'm going to be going over the trades. So in terms of the overall weekly chart, I was pointing out potential bearish situations in what the weekly chart was signaling. This is one of the patterns that I was pointing out if you watched the overall video on Sunday. But as you could see, we have this green weekly candlestick right here. Then we had this slanted bearish downtrend. And then we had this weekly red pin, and it started to top out slightly above the previous week highs, right? And then it ended up being overall bearish and having a strong bullish recovery once we dropped about 2 points under the previous week lows. So in terms of this current pattern, as of now, there is an attempt of that pattern repeating itself. I'm going to be explaining to you what would need to happen for it to repeat itself. Obviously, we would just need to maintain, below the previous week highs to have that previous week low retest. So as of now, we are maintaining below the previous, week highs after testing it. And that, in a sense, was expected to drop first when we hit 566 to 567, hit that special level first. That was not tested, right? So, we're towards the upper middle here right now. Now, there's still plenty of time in terms of the overall week, but right now we are topping towards previous week highs and we're sitting towards the upper middle. So it's attempting to favor that overall bearish weekly pattern. Now, in terms of the overall daily chart, this is what I'm seeing. So in terms of the daily chart, it's a little bit indecisive in terms of the foundation, but I am seeing more potential reasons to be bearish in terms of the daily chart pattern rather than to be bullish. So in terms of some bearish patterns that I'm seeing, in terms of what this potentially looks like, we have this overall daily candlestick right here. This daily candlestick right here looks very similar in a sense. Then we have this red pin. Then we have this red pin, and then overall it starts to drop within time, right? But like I said, it's a little bit indecisive. I am seeing some bullish patterns and some bearish patterns throughout the daily chart. This isn't the most predictable in terms of daily chart pattern, but what's going to be the most useful is that information that I shared with you in the weekly chart and the 10-day, 30-minute chart. That's where the most value is going to be coming in terms of this overall video. So the daily chart, it's a bit decisive in terms of this situation, which is unfortunate, but it's not the only thing in terms of the deck and the deck of cards that I have that I use within overall trading, right? It's just a foundational piece that I use. If it's there, then I'll use it. If it's not, then I'll use other pieces within the deck. So this is what I want you to understand, and this is going to be the most important information along with that weekly chart foundation that I laid out for you. So In terms of the overall SPY, this is what I want you to understand, right? So this was the level I told you where we're likely going to drop first. This was the level right here, this 567 to 566. Ever since we've been hitting this level, we've been selling off, we've been selling off, we've been selling off, right? And in terms of that overall level, it's aligned with that weekly chart towards those previous week highs. So it's attempting to have that overall bearish weekly pattern, right? Now I'm going to explain to you what to look for heading into tomorrow. So in terms of the overall market, as you can see, we had this gap down right here. And then in the pre-market, the SPY had a clear roof, a clear resistance at the previous closing price at 567, which is bearish. Then we had a drop. Then we had lower highs. This previous support right here is now resistance, lower highs, red, green, red is bearish, red, green, red is bearish, red, green, red is bearish with these new lower highs. It's like, man, if you've been using the curriculum I tell you at the levels, you should have been extremely bearish heading into the market open. Previous closing price was reacting as a resistance for 90 minutes. We had new lower highs after cracks of support for fucking 2 hours. We had red, green, red, red, green, red. Listen, man, if you weren't buying fucking puts at open, you are genuinely lost in terms of the overall market from a technical view, man. This is it. This is the SPY reacting as a support. This is the SPY breaking out. This is the SPY dropping back down to the previous resistance. It's not reacting as support. It's not doing a break and retest. It's forming lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, cracking, going lower with the red, green, red, red, green, red, red, green, red, bearish overall patterns, right? Like I said, inside of Team Roar, we had 3 massive wins in a row, all on SPY put options. As you can see, 9:35 a.m., 559 puts for 56 cents a contract. 9:39 a.m., 558 SPY puts for 54 cents a contract. Both of those trades went up over 100% profit return at the speed of fucking light, doing puts at the open, making, losing, and going red on the day. Personal fucking choice. So in terms of the overall market, previous closing price has been reacting as a resistance level. We're going to have a new gap that is waiting to fill above at 567. So in terms of puts, this is going to be one level that I'm going to be watching. If the SPY spikes back to one of these levels, 567.15, there's going to be a gap to fill above at 567.15. And then right here, 568.50 to slightly above 570. Those are going to be put zones in terms of overbought resistance levels. Now, this is what I want to break down in terms of the overall market. So I told you in terms of this overall zone, this was the zone I laid out for you, 560 to 559 to 558. Made it very, very clear to scale into call options, to automatically buy call options at this zone, because this was a break and retest level where this pre-market support right here, which has not been tested, as you can see, massive overreaction to the upside. Well, if we have a quick overreaction to the downside, is likely going to bounce first at this level, which is why I said, if we go under 564, and you should have been extremely bearish when we hit 564 because of all the lower fucking highs and all the selling off from the previous closing price, right? In the pre-market, it was so obvious. But as you can see right here, as soon as we hit this level, this was the level I gave you, this 559. The zone was 560 to 559. If it drops to 558, I told you don't buy another fucking strike. It's going to print like fucking crazy if you watched the video last night. That zone I gave you was the exact lows. You could have scalped call options at that zone the whole fucking day. In terms of confirmations, 3 slanted red like this at the key level with an hour of consolidation is bullish. In terms of other confirmations, we had some higher support. These weren't the best bullish confirmations, but like I said, man, it was just a choppy and shitty overall day, man. If you were to trade past fucking 10 a.m., it was just shitty to be fucking trading, especially far the money 0-day options. So I took 1 trade on calls. I only made 1 trade in terms of today. I took 1 trade on calls, got a taste of the price action, right? So I was buying calls after this sold off, got a taste of the price action, didn't like the price action that we were trading at. So I just chose to walk away. I said, this price action is shit. Puts printed like crazy. All of the massive moves happened in the pre-market session and at the market open session. So when that happens, that could be an indication, if we're just shopping at an overall zone, to just walk away. If the big moves are happening in the pre-market and directly at market open, and we're already 3 for 3 in the fucking morning, walk the fuck away. So in that sense, that's exactly what I did. I tried call options once. It was a quick 10% loss. I normally don't cut the trades, but it made sense because I just didn't like the price action. I didn't like, the trade I was in. And then I just walked away because I said this price action is not good. But the zone worked. If you auto buy calls at the zone, you could have been green very, very easily. I just didn't like the price action because we were just chopping the whole fucking day, man. And it didn't make too much sense to be trading after the overall price action with the massive moves happening in the pre-market and during the normal trading hour session. But in terms of what you need to understand, man, so the previous closing price is at 561. That's the new previous closing price. The new gap is at 567. So I gave you some overbought levels to keep an eye for puts, to have that overall bearish week. Those levels that I gave you, the 567, the 568.50 to 570, all needs to react as a resistance. As long as that's reacting as a resistance, it can still be a potential bearish week. It's a good thing that I ended up selling my swing trade at the exact peak in the mid 700s because the SPY had such a massive fucking sell-off that those calls I bought are now down. And that trade was up over 100% profit return, man. I'm telling you, it's not wise to be greedy within this overall market, especially if you're swing trading, because the tables can turn on a swing trade so fucking fast, man. And then the theta is going to get you as well. So with that being said, man, in terms of what I want you to understand is, we're currently bouncing at the auto buy zone, right? But in terms of where we closed, 561. So let's just quickly go back and let's just see the significance behind the overall levels right here, right? So in terms of some overall levels, 564 is a very significant level, this 564.50. So the next level below 567 is 564.50. That's make or break. If that reacts as a resistance, then we go to 559 to 560. That's the next zone. Now, in terms of levels below that, let's do a deeper dive here. So in terms of below 559, the next overall level would be this oversold zone that was not tested in the pre-market. And the SPY's been bouncing first at these overall levels. So the two levels in terms of call options, if 560 reacts bearish, I'd be looking for calls to do a scalp towards 555 to 554.50. And the next level below that is going to be 550. And then if we do end up dropping below 550, then I'm looking to auto buy calls in between a crack of the previous week lows, which would be towards 549 to 547. I think that's the absolute lowest we can head into in terms of this week as of now, would be that 547 to 548 overall auto buy zone. If we did drop to that zone into the close or into the middle of the day, I would likely just swing trade calls. That would likely be an auto buy for me to just swing trade call options on the SPY. If we started to go under the previous week lows, I would look to swing trade calls at 547 to 549, right? So in terms of the main ladder, man, 547 to 549, auto buy calls, quick scalps on calls. You can look at 552 support has not been tested. You can look at 554.50 to 555 has not been tested. Next level above that is going to be 559 to 560. Next level above that is like a make or break level. This in between a zone of this previous closing price, 561 and 562. Next level above that is going to be 564.50, another make or break level, right? And then the next level above that, 567. Next level above that, 571, right? So obviously in terms of the focus, going to be keeping the focus on calls for the more oversold levels, especially when they're tested first, and then puts towards the more overbought levels. So right now we are trading, in terms of where we're trading at, we are trading towards the upper middle, towards the slightly above the upper middle in the overall range, man. For the bears to keep the heat on, they really need to have this stay under this 565. Really would need to stay under 565 to start to sell off and within time crack that, 559 support level, and then we start to spike towards the next levels. So man, I'm telling you, just look where these spikes are happening. This 556, 554.50, 555, 554.50 overall zone. The gap, we have a gap right here at 551.50 as well. The gap's at 551.50. So look, this pre-market support right here, there's a gap here, 551.50, amazing level to be auto buying call options, right? So keeping the main focus in terms of simplicity and the easy money making trades is to wait for the more overbought levels and a confirmation with puts, and the more oversold levels and a confirmation for call options. That's where I believe the easy money is going to be in play. In terms of a break of trend, man, for this to be an overall bullish week, the bottom has to be fucking now. For this to be a bullish week where we're pushing above fucking 570s, we have to fucking bottom right here towards this 550 fucking 8. We have to stay above 558. If the SPY cannot stay above 558, it's going to have that overall bearish week where it tries to crack previous week lows and then a bullish recovery, which is an opportunity for a day trade and also a swing trade if we start to go into the previous week lows. So what I want you to understand in terms of this middle range, for the bulls to have a shot of really pushing this above this, 567 to 568.50 to 570, it's make or break. It's hanging on a fucking thread. It needs to hold above 558. If we can't hold above 558, it's gonna fucking flush within time and it's gonna go under the previous week fucking lows. So this is truly make or break. Right now, in terms of what's happening, the bulls are bouncing at that key level I gave you. And we're just resting. We're just resting towards the lower fucking middle. Like in terms of the make or break zone, like what's really going to do it, I mean, it's all given away right here. So in terms, you can see right here, like 500 and this 562. If 562 breaks, reacts to support, we start to go fucking bullish. If 562 reacts as a fucking resistance, we start to go super fucking bearish, go under 559, and then sell the fuck off to 555. If it's getting that fucking low and we're going under 558, the most likable outcome would be that we go under the previous week lows if we're dropping that fucking low. So basically the bulls need to run this back up to 562, right? So in terms of like the true make or break level, I would say think of the resistance, right? This is what I want you to understand. This is going to be important. So I gave you the best oversold levels. I gave you the best overbought levels. This is what I want you to think of heading into tomorrow, man. This right here, this is the name of the game, right? This overall zone. I want you to think of this level right here. We'll call it like mid 562, 562.50 to 563. Think of that as resistance. And then in terms of support, you can think of this as support, the previous closing price, 561, right? So you're thinking of 561, this is going to be support. And then you're thinking of this right here, 562.50 to 563, that's going to be resistance. Now look, if we have a break above the resistance and react as support, so as you can see, break above 563, drop to retest, react to support, green, red, green, bullish, consolidation for hours, it's going to go super fucking bullish. And then it's going to try to drop towards the upper levels I gave you. Now, if we start to maintain below 563, you're seeing a clear ceiling, a clear roof. It's struggling for a long time. It's failing to break out like it's doing right here. It's going to try to react bearish. But to be bearish, we need a breakdown, the inverse of the break and retest. We need a breakdown of the support. And the support is right here. This is where it can potentially bottom. 561, that's the battle level. If we go under 561, spike back up, form resistance, then that's when the bulls are going to get hit really fucking hard. And you could try to put in terms of the middle range, not the best level, but we'll be selling off to the next level of 555. Then we'll try to bounce at 555. Then we try to bounce at 551. Then if we go into that, previous week lows. So I'm telling you, man, the key information heading into tomorrow in terms of trading the middle, what I would say is the break and fucking retest, you could try calls, or the breakdown and retest, you can try fucking puts. That's how you can look at it. And then just to open your mind up a little bit, there's other ways to look at it too. If you're seeing resistance at 563, you can try puts at a higher level instead of waiting for support to crack and then a spike back up and form lower highs. Just understand, for the bears to be in complete control, it's not necessarily them reacting as a resistance at 563. That's more of a better entry because we can bottom at 561 and then break out. In terms of the bears actually being in full fucking control for the key breakdown, bears take full control. You need to go under 560, spike back up, form lower highs, and crash, right? And then in terms of the break and retest, right, we could potentially bottom at 561, which would be a good level in terms of the middle to buy calls as support. But that doesn't mean we're going to break above 563 and then react to support. So in terms of the bulls to be in complete fucking control, you need to break above 563 and then react to support. Then it goes super fucking bullish. Then we sell off towards the higher levels. That's what I want you to understand in terms of break and retest, breakdown and retest, and then the support and the resistance in between can be identified as scalps and good entries. But if you're in those trades, just understand, it's more of a confirmation of resistance than support, lacks some strategy, and it's not confirming that the bears or bulls are in complete control, just more of maintaining an overall level. Now, if you did take that trade in that situation, had a good entry, and then, as you were in the trade, a confirmation came at the level, then that'd be a situation where, that's extremely advantageous for you in terms of getting that entry with that confirmation. But if the confirmation's there, then you would just have to auto exit at that overall level. But what can be very easy, instead of just trying to trade at the overall best level, is just wait for the strategies, the break, the retest, the calls, the breakdown, the retest, the puts. Because, when it starts to break above this, drops back down, it's more likely to react bullish with the confirmation. If it starts to crack below this, spikes back up, it's more likely to attack bearish with the confirmation in terms of the taking control part of the bulls and bears. So I just want to open you up to different perspectives and different strategies, right? You can use it however you want. You can wait for the break, wait for the retest. You can try resistance at 563. You can wait for the breakdown, wait for the retest, or you can try, calls at 560 if you're seeing the confirmations. Just with the confirmations, make sure you're being extremely meticulous, especially if you're doing the 560 to 563 overall levels for the quick reversals. Like I said, man, just break out and retest, break down and retest, and then use the oversold levels, use the overbought levels. Use this information tomorrow. You're going to be printing money at the speed of fucking light. This is what I have in terms of a day before the market opening. There's going to be, new opportunities, new confirmations, new trades heading tomorrow. We're going to absolutely fucking crush it. We do amazing on FOMC days, man. This is when we truly thrive, man. These are the best days to be trading zero-date options, man. Because the zero-date options traders, we thrive off of the momentum and off of those big fucking moves, man. So I'm telling you, after 2 p.m., 2:30 fucking p.m., the massive fucking moves, it's like, dude, you're going to see, man, if you know what you're doing, it's not even going to matter if you're wrong on the first 2 fucking trades, because on the fucking third one, we'll hit a fucking 300% to 1,000% fucking gainer. I'm telling you, the gains are going to be fucking insane heading into tomorrow. Do you understand? Yesterday, we had on Monday, we had 2 fucking trades during the power hour trading session, man, that went up multiple 1,000%. At 3:48 p.m. during power hour, 5,685 SPX puts for 85 cents a fucking contract. They quickly went to fucking 880 a contract, 1,000%. And then the next trade after that at 3:54 p.m., we had 5,680 SPX puts for 20 cents a contract. They quickly went to 600 a contract, man. Those 2 trades were multiple 1,000%. And I'm telling you, we thrive on FOMC days, man. They offer the biggest moves, and it's very lucrative and predictable with the levels and strategies that we're trading at, along with decade plus of experience, man. So this is the best time to get in. I'm telling you, tomorrow is going to be a massive fucking day for us, especially considering in terms of overall, we just win nonstop. But in terms of today, the winning session was only in the morning, which is completely fine, because in terms of the real-time zero-date options trading alert system, everybody in Team Roar knows that you have to trade the whole system. If you skip the morning and we're green in the morning, then that means you could be red if you trade during the power hour trading session. That's why if you trade in the morning and we're red, we make it all back in the power hour trading session. It works both ways. You have to trade the entire system. And when you're green enough, which is 1 big win or 2 small wins in a row, then the most you risk is 25 to 50%. Not that you have to keep on trading, right? Because you're already green enough to walk away, right? But if you were to trade the entire system, I'm telling you, the vast majority of people end up being green within time. It takes time to adjust and get used to this. A lot of rewiring. It's a different style of trading. So in terms of the overall trades that we made today, I'll quickly break them down. But if you're serious about making money and trading alongside us and absolutely crushing it within the market, getting the best updated game plans, getting the best analysis, getting the best trades and options trading alert system, is the first link down below in the description. We only trade zero-date options contracts. With that being said, let's buy 569s by, let me break this down here for you, right? So if we go to March 18th, I'm going to break this down here for you real quick. So these are the trades that we made. As you can see, directly at the market open, you get the dots. So the dots are a confirmation that a trade is about to fucking hit usually. So this was the fucking trade right here. We ended up buying 559 SPY puts for 56 cents a contract. So we ended up buying these SPY puts at 56 cents a contract at market open at 9:35 a.m. So in terms of some reasoning behind the puts, as stated in the overall game plan, if you looked at the level, 567 to 566, this was the bearish zone I gave you. If you're seeing bearish confirmations at that zone, it's likely going to drop first. So right here, we had bearish confirmations and it started to drop first as soon as we got the red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations. Right here, we had a gap down, we had a retest, we had a breakdown level right here. This is support. This is support right here. This is a crack of support. This is a sell-off. This is a gap down. This is a retest in the pre-market to test the gap. This is a gap close reversal where SPY closes this gap, hits the previous closing price, hits the white line, starts to sell off. This is the best strategy in the game. This is the gap close reversal trading strategy, along with a key drop zone that I mentioned within the videos and within Team Roar. For those of you following along, 566 to 567, when we test this extended hour spike, it's likely going to sell off first, right? So all the confirmations were there. We had the previous support right here, test, react as a resistance. We had the gap test, react as a resistance. We had many red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations. We had many lower highs right here, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, bearish wick, right? This support right here, breakout, gap, close reversal, drop back down. It's not reacting as support. This is a resistance right here. Red, green, red is bearish. Red, green, red is a bearish pattern. Lower highs, more lower highs, crack support. Red, green, red, bearish pattern, sells the fuck off. Red, green, red, bearish pattern, sells the fuck off. Everything I fucking repeat and everything I say will continue to happen and continue to manifest within the overall markets. I strongly recommend that you use this information if you want to make money and print at the speed of fucking light. So it all fucking worked. And as you can see right here, if you go to 559 SPY puts, you go to 559 SPY puts, 9:35 a.m. This is where we ended up getting in. We got in towards the exact fucking lows because we're the greatest to ever fucking do it. As you can see right here, we ended up getting in right here towards the exact lows at 9:35 a.m. As soon as we got in, plenty of time to get in towards that entry. We had a quick spike all the way to 150 cents a contract. So you tell me, man, 50 cents to 150 at the speed of fucking light with puts, with the game plan, G-Roar called the fucking play, with the confirmations, with the curriculum, with the gap close reversal trading strategy, the strategy that I created, the foundation that I created, which led to the business, to the company, to the creation of Team fucking Roar, man. You tell me, man, who the fuck is doing it? Who's fucking printing like us? Who's fucking doing it, man? Give you the best levels, give you the best fucking confirmations. And shortly enough, the winning just keeps on happening. Because one 200% win, why have one 200% win when you can have two? Why have one 200% win when you can have two 200% wins in a row? More the fucking better. We're outperforming every fucking trader you know of. Every single fucking group you know of. We are outperforming them at the speed of fucking light. There is nobody within our realm, on our fucking level, within our caliber of trading 0-day options. It does not fucking exist. We are winning and we are printing consistently and unlimited and big every single fucking day. So if you go to the next fucking trade, you're going to see right here, just 4 minutes after entering that one, we ended up buying another strike, 9:39 a.m., 558 SPY puts. Like I said, if you weren't bearish in the morning, you truly fucking lost, man. There's just no hope for you as an overall trader, man. There's just no fucking hope. If you weren't fucking bearish at market open with all those fucking confirmations, dude, look at all of the fucking strategies, man. I'm gonna show you this one more fucking time because everything I fucking say is gonna happen again. Are you gonna capture it? We capture trends for a living. What the fuck do we do for a living? We capture trends for a living. We identify levels, we identify drop zones, we identify buy zones, we capture fucking trends for a living. We use fucking confirmations. All we do is print at the speed of fucking light every single fucking day. Look, man, so fucking simple. This is support. The low of this 30-minute candlestick is fucking support. It cracked the fucking support. It had a big sell the fuck off. It had a big overreaction to the upside. And look at where the roof was. The roof was at the previous fucking support, forming that lower high. Breakdown, drops, retest. Look at the resistance. Red, 90 fucking minutes of resistance. How much more confirmation do you fucking need with all these red bearish 30-minute candlesticks? Gap, close reversal, close the fucking gap, reversal, lower high, red, green, fucking red. It's like, dude, all this information I'm giving you is fucking money. You use this, you're going to make money so fucking fast. You're going to print at the speed of fucking light. You're going to show your friends, show your fucking family. You're going to be like, dude, stock market's predictable. This shit fucking works. It's simple. What's complicated is fucking traders. I told you. People don't use the curriculum. It's so fucking simple. So next fucking trade, 558 SPY puts, 9:39 a.m. Because like I said, one 200% win in the market open. Why have one when you could have two? If we're the best, why not be the best? If you're the fucking GOAT, why not be the GOAT? Why hold back? It's like, dude, all we do is fucking win and fucking print. 9:39 a.m. We ended up buying 558 SPY puts. Do you understand? G-Roar has the fucking flu, man. Whenever we get fucking sick, we just level up and get fucking better, man. It's fucking amazing. Like, fuck, whenever I get fucking sick, it's like, we just keep on getting fucking better. He's the fucking flu. He called out fucking 2 multiple 1,000% profit returns in Power Hour. Here he is showing up in the fucking morning, alerting multiple 100% profit returns on SPY puts like it's fucking nothing. Who the fuck is doing it like us, man? Nobody. Nobody fucking prints like us. 558 SPY puts. You go to 558 SPY puts, you're going to see that we're the absolute best in the fucking game because we will take every fucking strike. We will take every fucking trade, every fucking strike. We're fucking ruthless, man. We will show the whole fucking world, no matter the consequence, no matter what fucking comes with it, that we're the absolute fucking best. I'm telling you, man, we're destroying everyone in the fucking game. We're fucking destroying everyone. Nobody is fucking printing like us. Nobody is doing this. This amount of consistency, this amount of winning big. Like, do you understand in terms of consistency, man? The day before, There's two, the day before is 3 for 3 with 2 multiple 1,000% winners during power hour. And then the next day, it's fucking 3 fucking wins in a row on fucking puts. How the fuck can anybody have a fucking red week this week? I genuinely don't understand. If someone has a fucking red week this week, trading's just not for fucking you. I can't even imagine having a fucking red week this week with all the fucking printing in a row there, right? So with that being said, man, 5:58 puts, 9:39 fucking a.m. Look at this. This is where we get in. We get in right fucking here, 60. Where does the fucking trade go to at the speed of fucking light? At the speed of fucking light, it goes to fucking 120. It goes up 100%. Trade before that went up 200 fucking percent, right? That's 2 fucking trades where you could have made 300% within less than 20 fucking minutes trading with us. And then in terms of the next trade, right? So this is the breakdown, breaking down the full fucking play. These are the option quote prices moving in real time. Where to set profit stops, 941, set fucking profit stops. Both puts are green as fuck. Everyone should be green as fuck. Sold for the massive fucking wins, 2 for 2 on the overall fucking day. If you're 2 to 2, especially with wins that fucking big, that fucking massive, that fucking quick, losing and going red is a personal choice, right? And at the end of the day, in terms of trading the system, you know, trade the morning session. Trade the morning session. If it's red, if we're red in the morning, which is very, very rare, make it all back during the power hour trading session. If we don't, then it's a red day, which only happens once out of every 10 business days, right? Typically 0.5. Typically literally just once a fucking month, man, in terms of averaging out all the fucking gains combined, especially if you were to take the multiple 1,000% profit returns. But I'm just speaking in terms of like an overall red day as a whole. So let's get into the next trade. Next trade was 556 puts. This was a small win. So in terms of this trade, this is where we ended up getting in. As you can see, we ended up getting in right here, 556 puts at 9:55 a.m. This is where we got in, 9:55 a.m. It quickly went from 50 cents to 65 cents. That is more than 15%. When we're up 15%, we set the profit stop to ensure that we get stopped out for profit, right? And then we move the profit stop up higher to ensure if the market has a big move against us, then in that situation, we're not going to get back the bulk of our gains, and we add to winners to increase the winners. So 50 to 65 is another fucking win, right? That's 30% plus. Set the profit stop when you're at 15% plus. So that right there is 3 wins in a row. Where in total, if you combine up all the fucking gains, you could have made over a 300% gain on those 3 trades, which is more than enough to walk the fuck away. So if you choose to keep on trading, not that you have to, the most you risk is 25 to 50% of your gains. Now, in terms of the next trades, as you can see, we did have an L streak. Now, in terms of L streaks, we rarely have them, but they are completely fine if we are green enough on the day to walk the fuck away. Because sometimes there will be some L streaks, right? It could happen during the middle of the day, could happen during power hour. But the point is, at first, if we are green enough on the overall day to walk the fuck away, it does not matter if we have a couple L's. To make money trading, you have to fucking trade, right? We're not risking a lot if we're going to keep on fucking going. But if a play hits and we make 1,000% plus, then it's worth it by all fucking means. You know, shooters have to shoot. You understand? To do this in terms of multiple 1,000% profit returns on SPX, you have to take the fucking shot. Shooters have to fucking shoot. Traders, they have to fucking trade. That's what they have to fucking do. I get it, man. In terms of today, you could say I was over trading and stuff like that. Well, there is fucking days where we have fucking 8 to 15 trades and they all work out. And then there's other days where they don't work the fuck out and the win rate's lower. But like I said, in terms of the system, in terms of the risk management, if we are green enough to walk the fuck away, which means the first trade we take, 1 big win or 2 small wins in a row, we're green enough to walk the fuck away, it does not fucking matter. It does not fucking matter if we have a couple L's in a row, because if you trade the overall system, you're still fucking green. And then if you're red enough to where you have to force yourself to walk away by giving back 25 to 50% because you chose to keep on trading, then you have to call it, because we're not going to go green to red on the fucking day. So yes, this was an overall L. We had an L after that. This was an overall L. That's 2 fucking L's. This was an overall L. As you could see, there was a couple fucking L's. This was over trading and it wasn't working out, but it's completely fine in the sense of our system with risk management of understanding if we start the day off, or if we're just green in general, 1 big win or 2 small wins, we call it for the day. Like I said, if we had 20 fucking L's in the overall day, wouldn't fucking matter. Risk management 101. If your account is that fucking small where you can't trade that fucking much, you know, because the risk is going to be too fucking big. If the trade doesn't work out, you're going to get back all your gains. Then there's your answer. Don't fucking trade. 3 fucking wins in a row. I don't give a fuck if there's fucking 10 losses in a row on the same fucking day. We're still fucking green. Green to red is a personal fucking choice. You understand? Green to fucking red is a personal fucking choice. Green enough is a personal choice to keep on trading. Choosing to keep on trading when you're green enough is a personal fucking choice to risk 25 to 50% of your gains. Giving back 25 to 50% of your gains is a personal fucking choice if you choose to keep on fucking trading. They go green. It's all a fucking choice, man. You understand? I'm giving you the fucking system. I'm explaining to you the fucking rules. It works. So yes, there was some over trading. It didn't work out. This rarely happens, but there was L's and shit happens, man. I mean, I've never seen this in terms of history inside of, Team Roar. I've never seen this in terms of the emojis. We had the rest. We had the R-E-S-T. We had the fucking rest. People were saying to rest the fuck up. That was interesting. So anyways, in terms of my trades, like I said, I had one trade. I scalped calls. It was like a 10% L. It was nothing. I just got in. I gave it like fucking 30 minutes to an hour. Didn't like the price action. I got the fuck out. I said, dude, I'm fucking done. We crushed it on the fucking market open trades. The market had a massive move in the pre-market. The market had a massive move during the market hour. I didn't see any fucking reason to keep on fucking trading besides the overall zone. The zone was good. It's just like the 30-minute candles looked so shitty and the price action was so fucking choppy. Like in terms of this, 0-day option traders, they don't thrive in this, man. To thrive in this, you got to get at the exact fucking top and exact fucking low. Now, my zone was the exact fucking lows, but there was lacks of confirmations. We had some confirmations, but in terms of where the confirmations were closing on the candles, except this one right here, the confirmations were towards the resistance and the moves already happened. And the market was just so slow and choppy and shit, man. And to really realize in terms of price action, if it's good or bad, you're going to get the most realization and awareness by actually fucking trading. That's why, in a sense, you have to fucking trade. You can't just observe. Part of trading is just literally taking a trade. It could be a very small size just to gain some skin, some experience, some taste of the overall market, understanding that not much is going to come from that situation. Like when I took that trade on calls, I thought something could come from it, but I realized as I was in the trade, nothing can come from it. So therefore, instead of just holding it to zero, in this situation, I'm just going to cut the play. Right? There are exceptions where we do things differently. Normally, we just let the contracts go to zero. But when the market's choppy and shit like this and the play's already fucking played out and the contracts were that fucking high, I was in at like 160 and I got out in the 150s, I think. I'm just going to cut the fucking play. If it's shit and I can always get back in when there's a better confirmation. I have the whole fucking day to fucking trade and we already massively fucking green on the fucking market open fucking session. It's like, dude, who fucking prints like us, man? Who gives you the information I give you? Who puts you on to the best secured private organization? These are the best 0-day option trade alerts you are ever going to find within the stock market. There is not a better trader, a better group, a better business, a better fucking company who's fucking printing like us. It's unlimited fucking printing and unlimited fucking winning. Like I said, man, with those 3 fucking wins in the market open with puts, and then the day before that, 3 for fucking 3. And then I had fucking 5 wins on the overall day as well. 4 wins on the overall day as well. Like with the amount of fucking percentage gains, multiple thousands of percent, it's like this fucking week, hell, with those type of gains, if you made multiple 1,000% power, you could say this fucking month is a personal fucking choice to go fucking red, man. It's like preserve your capital. Don't go giving it all back, man. The gains like that aren't going to be every single day, but we do have days where like this. So it didn't work out in this sense, but when it works out, you can run up multiple thousands of percent returns trading that fucking much. It's not going to work every day. So that was one of those days where over trading in a sense, and it just didn't work out. Just trying to push it to the fucking limit. It's like, dude, if you want to join us, is the first link down below in the description. With that being said, man, I'm going to be signing off. That's the overall game plans. I'm telling you, you are not going to want to miss tomorrow, especially after this, man. Like this is fucking vengeance. When we're on that big of a hot streak and then we have a couple L's like that in a fucking row, you're not going to want to fucking miss the next day, man, because we don't do that shit back to back on days like that. We flip back at the speed of fucking light. If we have some red like that, we flip the fucking switch and go back to green at the speed of fucking light. And I'm telling you, with FOMC being tomorrow, it's going to be a massive green day. We are going to absolutely crush it. We are well prepared and we are well equipped to take on anything that's coming at us within the overall market. It's the first link down below in the description. If you want to trade alongside us, we trade far out of the money 0-day option contracts. We trade SPY options, and then from 3:30 to 4 p.m. every single day, we trade SPX. Sometimes during the power hour trading session, it's not going to work, which is completely fine. We're not taking on big risk, risking 50 cents, 70 cents a contract to make 3, 5, 10, 20 times that amount, right? So this is what it looks like when it doesn't work. But guess what? Even though it didn't work, we have the middle of the day and we have the morning session. And part of the system is, like I said, when you are green enough, which is 1 big win or 2 small wins in a row, then going to red is a personal fucking choice, right? In terms of that situation, the most you risk is 25 to 50% of your gains if you choose to not walk away. That's your fucking choice, right? But with that being said, man, the morning session fucking crushed it. Going red on the day was a personal fucking choice. Everyone should have been green with the overall puts on the day, right? We're not going green to red like that, especially when wins that big and that many in a row, right? And then this is what it looks like when the power hour trading session does work. Look at this, man. We have big days like this. Nobody's getting bigger days than this. This is the power hour trading session right here. 85 cents for fucking puts. They closed at 1,000. In 12 minutes, they went from 80 to a fucking 1,000. That's a 10x play, right? And then in terms of the next day, it didn't fucking work out. These fucking puts at 80 cents didn't fucking work out. Lose 80 this day, make fucking 800 the day before. And it's like, dude, we're already fucking green. You get the system. We're already fucking green. So it doesn't matter that the power hour trades didn't fucking work out today, right? Shooters shoot, traders trade. That's how you make money. It's like, dude, how do you make money trading? Well, you have to fucking trade. How do you get experience trading? Well, you have to fucking trade. It's like trade. You gain a lot of fucking experience, right? But anyways, man, like I said, 2 multiple 1,000% profit returns. With those amount of gains, we could be red every single power hour trading session for the rest of this fucking month and still be fucking green. Like, you have to understand how to preserve your capital and how to keep your capital. It's not about just making money and compounding your fucking account. If you don't have a strong foundation, which is preserving your capital, right? And keeping your capital and cashing out within time, right? And having strategies with your accounts. I mean, I've seen people with strategies, they have like $10,000, they have a $10,000 account, but they only trade with like $500, but they're super risky with the 500. Like, if it doesn't work out, they lose like 200 to 250. If it does work out, they'll make like fucking 750 to 1500 on that during the power hour trading session. Depends on how you want to go about it. There's a lot of different trading styles. But the point is, we make the biggest percentage gains. We buy the cheapest, lowest risk contracts. Far out of the money option contracts is the strongest foundation within the market. When you are making the biggest percentage gains, you're going to start to realize that it gives you the strongest foundation to have a low win rate. If you have a 1,000% return, you can make 9 trades in a row. You can have 1 loss every single day for 9 days in a row. 1 green day, 1,000% return. 9 red days, 100% losses. You are still net positive on the overall month, right? All things to keep in mind, man. They give you the biggest percentage gains. They're the cheapest, lowest risk. Far out of the money option 0-day contracts give you unlimited options within the overall market. It gives you the strongest foundation, man. A lot of traders aren't successful because they have a weak foundation. They have a foundation that relies on a high win rate. In order for them to make money, they don't hold their trades. They size in big, and their stop loss stops them out. That's their R multiple. And they sell for very small wins. That's a weak foundation because there are trades that are highly predictable where you can hold and win big. But if you size in too big, or if you use a stop loss, you're never going to be able to hold the trade. We understand how the market works through far out of the money 0-day options contracts, and we are fully taking advantage of what they have to offer. And we are creating the best 0-day options trading alert system that can consistently make you money at the speed of fucking light. So we don't use stop losses. Our entire position size is our max risk per trade. So our multiple, the max risk per trade, is what we put into the option contracts. Therefore, if it expires worthless and goes to 0 and never goes green enough, 15% plus where we set our profit stop, we lose on the trade, let it expire worthless, or we just cut the play and sell it for loss. We usually do not cut the play, and the reason why we usually do not cut the play, it's a rare exception. Like for me, today was a rare exception because it made sense with my overall experience and taste within the market and the price I paid. But the reason why we usually don't cut the play when we're down 50% plus and try to save that capital in the trade is because when we are down 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% plus, we call that a dead play. And on our dead plays and on our trades in general, we tend to trade the trend and they tend to come back to life 70% of the time. So when we're down over 50% on a play, that means 70% of the time, that trade is going to come back to life and go green where we could set the profit stop. Now, in terms of setting profit stops, we set profit stops to ensure that we don't go back green to red. And if we get profit stopped out, we can always re-enter the trade. Now, typically, we're not going to put our entire position size within our profit stops. You can detach it. You can have like 60 to 70% in the profit stop, and then you can have the 30 to 40% detached from the profit stop where you decide to sell at key levels, hold runners, sell those runners deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains, right? And in terms of adding to winners, we add to winners to increase the wins. So in terms of the best strategy to increase your gains, but protecting your overall capital with the new risk in your overall trade is going to be when you're up on a trade, not when you're down. So When we're up on a trade, a small amount, 5, 10, 15, 20%, we quickly set that profit stop and then we quickly add to the winner at times if it makes sense. One small winning move in our favor, then we move the profit stop up higher. Increasing the position size is going to double to triple the overall gains. And it's in a protected way because we're setting profit stops. And when we win, we tend to win big. So just one small move in our favor protects that new average cost, setting that profit stop. We move the profit stop up higher to ensure that we don't get back the bulk of our gains. If we move the profit stop up higher and the market has a big move against us, we get profit stopped out. We don't get to taste the full size of that big move because we moved the profit stop up higher and we added to the wins to increase the winners, right? So on certain plays, the market will just go straight in our favor, and those tend to be the biggest wins where we just don't get profit stopped out until we're up such a large amount where there's finally a pullback, right? And then there's other trades that are more choppy and we get profit stopped out for smaller wins. But like I said, we do leave runners and we don't put in our entire position size within our profit stop, right? You could detach the two. Now, in terms of losses, when we are down on a play, like I said, 70% of the time, the dead play tends to come back to life, even if we're down 90%. Therefore, we rarely sell the plays when we're down. Just let expire worthless, go to zero. If it doesn't work out, rare exception if we sell before that. Because 70% of the time, it tends to come back to life. So we just hold the fucking trades, right? We hold trades, aim for the biggest wins within the market. Now, when we are down on a play, another thing we do is, instead of adding to a loser, what we tend to do is we buy a second strike. So we're trading the trend, right? So we'll buy a second fucking strike, and that second strike, as long as we're right about the trend, tends to be timed a lot better, a much better entry, and it goes up a lot more. So you could size in a little bit heavier on that. And then when we're up, you can add to fucking winners, set the fucking profit stops. This is a very strategic system that can consistently make you money. We have many, many traders inside of Team Roar. We have hundreds of traders who've been with us for now nearly 2 years. And I can assure you, there's multimillionaires in here as well, explaining their reasoning and what they're looking at with an overall market. G-War is a multimillionaire as well, trading and printing at the speed of fucking light. We have a very secured private organization, right? You get access to our trading community. You get access to, within the chat, you can ask us questions within the chat and stuff like that. We give not just the trades, but real-time analysis within the market, what we're seeing, what we're looking at, and stuff like that. So you learn a lot. You learn a lot through the analysis, through the overall charts that we're posting, within the overall chats, and through trading. We alert all of our trades 100% real time. And this is not just buy and sell alerts. This is a strategic system that puts buy and sell alerts to shame. The bar is so fucking high now where in terms of trading, especially if you're in the business of trading, that alerts is no longer good enough. You need two things. And the two things that you need is a strategic system. And I explained to you the system. And then, of course, education. You have those two things with a community, then there you go. It's the right path, man. The real-time zero-date options trading alert system designed to consistently make people money. You trade, you learn, and grow alongside us because the way to learn how to trade is to fucking trade. You trade alongside us, you're going to start seeing the timestamps of our trades, our analysis, the charts we post. It's going to start to click and you're going to start to understand what is that we're doing, especially if you're watching the videos and applying the overall game plans, right? But the point is, this is a real-time zero-date options trading alert system. This isn't just buy here, sell here. No, this is set fucking profit stops, taking the second strike here, moving the profit stop up higher, adding to the winners here. We're doing the complete opposite of every single person in every single group that you know of. And this is how we're able to win. We've found our edge within the market. It's trading far the money zero-date options contracts, and it's building the strongest foundation with that real-time zero-date options trading alert system and education as well, right? So it's the first link down below in the description. If you do want to trade alongside us to gain access to it, I am telling you, tomorrow's going to be a day you are not going to want to miss, man. I'm telling you, in terms of tomorrow, we are going to be crushing it so fucking much, and we're going to be printing at the speed of fucking light. It's going to be fucking insane on the amount of fucking wins, the amount of fucking gains, and the fucking results we're going to get in terms of the market setting up. We're in a good middle range, and it's going to hit one of the overbought or oversold levels. So there's going to be very lucrative opportunities in the middle, and it's going to be volatile enough to hit the overbought and oversold zone as well. So there's going to be phenomenal opportunities, man. And I strongly recommend, if you're serious about trading alongside us, learning and growing with us, and trading with us, to get in here, man. I'm telling you, you're going to see the same members, and we have people who've been with us for years. Pro, he's been with us for years. Huntitude's been with us for years. DF has been with us for years. There's many members. I'm telling you, man. Team Roar is massive. We have an extremely active community. We have a very strong network. It's the first link down below. within the description if you would want to, if you do want to trade and learn and grow alongside as well, and gain access to a 0-day options trade alert system. Like I said, this is what it looks like. So let's buy. This is the entry. This is the strike. This is the symbols. Like I said, mainly SPY. Every day, power hour trading session, we trade SPX because SPX is the cheapest, lowest risk, and the biggest percentage gains during 3:30 to 4 p.m. It's a lot more expensive before then. That's when we trade SPY, right? We're putting you in the trades that have the biggest upside potential with the cheapest, lowest risk. It's perfect for small accounts, and it's great for rich people who prefer to pay and risk less to make the biggest percentage gains. There's rich people who are literally trading their accounts. They trade with like 100 to 250K. They're trading like overall light too in their overall accounts. They have days within our group where they make tens of thousands of dollars because we're making multiple 100% profit returns to thousands of percent returns. And their account size, they're not trading with their full account, but they're trading with 6-figure accounts, 100 to 250K, right? I mean, it's not really even considered rich in a sense, especially nowadays. But what they can make with that, they're having days where they're making like 5 to 30,000 on single fucking days when we have our bigger days with multiple 100% profit returns to 1,000% profit returns. Like in terms of, in terms of Monday, this was a day where literally anyone, even with a small account, you could have made $5,000 to $20,000. If you had a medium to bigger account, you could have made literally $10,000 to fucking $50,000. People with 6 figures accounts could have potentially made 6 fucking figures on the fucking day within the span of 15 fucking minutes. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, we have the network. Roar is fucking massive. We have so many fucking members, and we print non-fucking stop, man. So I'm telling you, if you're serious, I'd love for you guys to try this out and see for yourself, because I'm telling you, man, we have a secured private organization. We print nonstop. The community is fucking phenomenal, man. We're in a very good spot, and it's a very positive community. And I'm telling you, this is literally the best time to join. So if you're serious about trading alongside us and joining, I'm telling you, a lot of people are in here because their focus is 0-day options. They want to master 0-day options. We do have some traders who trade with prop firms inside of Roar, right? You just have to understand the differences with that, because in terms of our system, there's no fucking stop losses. You use a prop firm, there's stop losses. So understand, in terms of what we do with far the money option contracts, 0-day far the money option contracts allow you to do something that nobody else can do within the market. They're extremely advantageous, and it's the strongest foundation within the overall market if you trade with real money, right? There's obviously advantages to trading with the prop firm as well, right? Especially for small accounts, prop firms, and 0-day options, those are the number 2 things that they should look into. If they want to trade with real money, look into 0-day options. If they want to try a different route and experiment and not trade with real money, they can look into the prop firms. I focus on 0-day options. That's my number 1 focus, right? But in terms of small accounts, that's what they should be focused on. And like I said, rich people trade this way in terms of 0-day options because they realize you can make a system out of this. It works. It prints non-fucking stop. We're the greatest to ever fucking do it. It's cheap. It's low risk. It's the biggest percentage gains. And if you know what the fuck you're doing, you can make so many fucking trades on a fucking day. And on our big green days, you can run up, a couple $1,000s to $10,000 plus. You can run up a couple $100s to thousands of dollars. You can run up $10,000 to tens of thousands of dollars at the speed of fucking light. It's been possible. I've had trades where literally within the span of 1 fucking hour, the contracts go up 6 figures in fucking profits. It's possible, man. Like, it's not the craziest fucking thing, especially if you have the capital, to put in $10,000 into a trade on SPX during fucking power hour and make 6 figures back. It's not the craziest fucking story. That shit happens in fucking 10 to 15 minutes, multiple times a fucking month, man. So if you're serious about leveling up, and like I said, a lot of people are in here because they have this idea, and the idea is right, that not only is there a secured private organization who has the same goal, but it's just understanding that this is a 0-day options trading alert system. We have the best fucking system. Over time, more experience. It's only going to get better. We're only going to get fucking bigger in terms of our networking community. We're the absolute fucking best, right? It's only going to grow and get bigger and better over time. But the point being is, people want to surround themselves with something greater than just buy and sell alerts, right? A system that makes people money, a system where you can learn and grow and trade alongside members optimized for this system, right? So in terms of a foundation to 0-day options, a lot of people want to know who has the best buy and sell alerts. And like I said, we have something greater than that. We have the best system to be trading far out of the money 0-day options contracts. A lot of traders who trade 0-day options all want to know who has the best fucking system to trade 0-day options. And what I'm telling you is, we have the best fucking system, and we are laser focused in terms of the main mission. In terms of Team Roar, this company, Team Roar, is to build and create the best 0-day options trading alert system that strategically makes everyone money and in terms of the community as well to learn and grow and trade alongside us. But like I'm saying, man, in terms of traders, a lot of traders, they want to know who's got the fucking wins, who's got the fucking results, who's got the gains. And like I said, we don't just have the trades. We have a strategic system where you place the profit stops, where there is no stop loss, where there is risk management 101, where there is morning game plans on what to do, where there is risk management 101. This is in terms of part of the system if you want to take a screenshot of that, right? And then in terms of morning game plans, it's a lot more strategic where you're going to learn, grow, and level up with us. So what I'm telling you is, man, if you're serious, this is the time to get started, because in terms of trading zero-day options, I mean, this is the best route to go about it if you want to trade and make fucking money. I'm not saying this is the best educational program, because the focus here is to trade. It's not to educate. It's to fucking trade, right? The focus of Team Roar is to trade and is to create the best zero-day options trading alert system where traders can not only make money from, but also learn and grow as a trader, right? And then there's a community and a secured private organization and network backed by that with multimillionaires inside that, right? So I want you to understand, Team Roar and what it truly is. And I'm telling you, a lot of people optimize for this because they want to trade zero-day options. They see that it's the strongest foundation and the best way to trade within the market. And at the end of the day, traders want to know who is the best fucking trades. Oh, you got the best fucking trades. Well, the next level, I told you the next level is the best fucking system, the best trading system, not the best buy, sell here. No, the best fucking system to learn, to grow, and to trade from. So we've got it. If you're serious about making fucking money, you know what to do. It's the first link down below within the description. We're going to absolutely crush tomorrow. We would love to have you during the FOMC.